So my friend, he is an exceptional drummer. He's been putting up some really good videos, and a lot of incredible drum covers. And he's played in many bands and sessions drummer. And you watch him play, and it's phenomenal. It's almost beyond words. It's very hard to just explain how good it is through me talking about it. Obviously, you can just watch videos of how good drummers are and you get an idea for it. But the point I want to get across is he does these incredible drum covers, and he does incredible sessions. And then he put up a video of him playing on a kid's drum kit. And it's probably like a $50 drum kit. And he made that thing sound amazing. I'll share the video. And it's going to lead into the rest of this episode. But when people reach a certain level of skill, it doesn't matter what gear they have or what equipment they're using. They'll make it work, and they'll make it incredible. Obviously, there'll be limitations in what they can do, but their skill and their knowledge will override those limitations and force them to work with what they have and make it work. And it's just a huge thing in photography, where you look at all these photos of the last 100 years that are classic photos from amazing artists or photographers, whatever you want to call it. They were all shot on film, and it's not to praise film. You can take great photos with digital cameras too, but they're all using old technology, gear that's outdated now, and those photos still hold up in time. And we've reached a point where the cameras literally do everything for you. And I think that's how it sort of lent itself into this video dominant medium. But the camera can do all the work. That's not taking away. There are exceptional photographers that use incredible cameras and they get incredible results. But then it allows people, which is a good thing as well, it allows people that have nearly no skill to take images and videos that have a certain look to them and are almost really good images, but without having any skill at all. And that's a good thing and a bad thing, because what happens is you get people who are creative. Like I said, they're at that level of expertise and just complete understanding of their discipline, and they can work with anything. But then you end up getting someone that just is automated. They're just following a system, they're following what's been done, and they're using a tool that works for itself. They're just copy pasting, essentially. It's not to bash anyone, it's just that's the nature of the game. I more just want to take it back to being creative and developing an understanding and learning the discipline yourself with less. You can do so much with less technology. You can take great photos on a 10-year-old camera, on a 20-year-old camera, on a 50-year-old camera. You can take great cameras on a camera that came out yesterday and one that comes out in 3 years. But my point is, the person using it will always be the person driving. They'll always have the person that has the understanding and the knowledge and experience will always be able to make something work with what they have. And that ties in to 28 years later, the movie that came out a few weeks ago. Saw it the night after it came out. Huge fan of the series. And there's images that come out as well, but I don't know if the whole thing was shot using this specific camera that I'm about to mention, but there's lots of scenes where they do use it. And it's just proof of you don't need to have the best gear to make something look incredible and feel good or have a certain feeling to it. And they have these sort of, I can't remember the exact name of it, but it looks like it's a U, and there's all these cameras set up on it, so they can do like a sweeping pan effect, like sort of like the Matrix, how they just start from one end and work away around the character, and it looks like it freezes the frame, but it's moving, it's still in motion. Those cameras they use, the iPhones shot on iPhone in in a movie that's in cinemas. And it looks phenomenal. There are certain scenes, I believe the whole thing is shot on iPhone, because there's certain scenes where you could just use any camera, and they could have used, like I said, they could have used anything, and they have these sweeping landscape shots, and they look great, but then like you can sort of see some of the details just like, this don't look quite, or it definitely doesn't look like it's not shot on film, and it doesn't look like a pro-grade cinema camera. It has this look to it, like this raw, gritty, digital look to it. But it enhances the experience of it as well, the story that's being told, so it makes sense to use that tool. But the point is, Danny Boyle, he utilizes the technology that he has and sees that limitation, but is creative enough to make it work, to tell his story effectively. And you couldn't do those sweeps within the budget he has and the spaces that they have as well, which I'll get into in a minute, to achieve those scenes. And he wants to talk about like this, he talks about he wants that universe, that world of 28 days, 28 weeks, 28 years later, when they enter into these spaces, he wants them to look like they've been untouched for 28 years. So he talks about like the footprint a crew leaves behind, and he wants to have minimal footprint so they can do these sweeping shots and just move through these scenes so it looks unaffected. And you can only achieve that by being, obviously he has a high understanding of the discipline he's in, but he's able to utilize simple technology and get the maximum results out of it. And I think it's just a really nice reminder that we don't need to have a $6,000 plus camera to film whatever, to film a reel on Instagram, to film someone pouring a coffee. You don't need to have that. If you are creative enough and you have enough understanding, you can make whatever you have work and tell the story that you want to tell, and not be dictated by the gear, or you'll be dictated somewhat by the gear you have, but you'll be able to use that to your advantage. And 28 years later is a prime example of that.